And I think last time we were talking to you mentioned how even specifically, for example, if I harbor like unforgiveness, right, that certain emotions actually targets certain specific areas of the body. Explain that to me a little bit.
They cause chemical changes through the nervous system, through the endocrine system. There are always chemical changes.
Okay.
Now, not just to think of this negatively, meaning that if we have positive emotions, joy, peace, happiness, love, laughter, it's creating chemical reactions as well, but ones that brings the body into balance. One that helps the immune system, things like that. So it works both sides. What science, psychoneuroimmunology has been able to uncover is that it's not just the chemical changes, but the nature of the emotion targets specific organs. For example, a common thing that people have is fear. In fact, when you counsel with people, you find out that a lot of people have fears, deep-seated, hidden fears that they're not even conscious about. It's in their subconscious mind because it's been there for so long, they go about their daily lives, they don't even think about it. But these fears manifest in physical areas. For example, fear always has an impact on the respiratory system and the cardiovascular system. Now, depending on the intensity of it, depending on the prevalence of it in the individual's life, will change the variance of how much it affects us. So fear tends to target respiratory, cardiovascular. And I have often wondered if why cardiovascular disease being still the number one cause of death by disease in the world, including here in Trinidad, is because the number one thing that people have, the number one negative emotion that most people have is fear. And I wonder if there's not a correlation there. For a person may have, there are different types of fear. A person, for example, may have fear of rejection, which is a very common thing.
It's very common.
People that have fear of rejection easily can develop allergies and respiratory problems, asthmas and things like that. And the thing is, you may take medication and it may control the symptom. You may feel better, but you're not getting resolution. Which is getting control. Resolution also, you may find that, you know what, I've changed my diet. They've told me, don't eat this, don't eat that, exercise, and I've done all these things. And I've gotten from here to here. I'm feeling better, but I can't seem to get any further. I can't seem to completely get rid of the condition. The rest of the journey is not about what you eat and drink anymore. You've been doing that. The rest of the journey now is emotionally what has been in your system emotionally, because it's not just in memory anymore. It's not just in subconscious anymore. It's actually stored in cellular memory. And until that moves, you will not get a resolution. And this is actually where our spiritual life now comes into play. Because through that medium, you can remove these things.
And the spiritual aspect is so important because the Bible or the Word of God is also known as a cleansing agent. It says, wherewithal shall a young man cleanse his way, by taking heed to the Word of God. And that cleansing aspect is also a holistic aspect of a young man's life. And so it's a complete cleansing that takes place in the spirit that affects the soul, that is going to show in the body.
An interesting thing that is worthwhile noting while the 30-day challenge, and that is the purpose of it, as you keep saying, is for the wholeness, to bring the whole together. And it takes it's a shift in paradigm thinking to really grab this. But while all the participants in the 30-day challenge are going through these physical routines, they're changing the diet. That's taking some discipline. Some people will be struggling, some people more than others. Exercising, maybe some haven't exercised in a long time, that's going to take some discipline. Abandoning some of the old, picking up something new, looking at the do's and don'ts. And what is interesting for the participants to note during these 30 days is that observe your struggle, observe your temptations, observe how you are being stretched, challenged, observe what it's doing to your thinking. And just don't react, just observe it. but treat it as something positive that's happening. Regardless of if you're being tempted, even if you slip and fall, you cheat, you do what you're not supposed to, or whatever the case may be, but just observe it. The point is this: the exercise of going through what you're going through in this 30 days is going to help to build you spiritually, because spiritual growth depends on being able to take control over the physical.
That's right.
And what you're learning to do is not just, but the thing is, what makes it easy is your mindset. If you're thinking of health as body, the struggle is harder. But if you're thinking of health as wholeness, as your whole life, then the exercise you're going through, as challenging as it might be, it is actually helping you to be able to gain control and mastery over the passions and the desires of the flesh, which automatically starts to give strength to your spirit. So what you're going through now is not just to get physically well. I would consider that a side benefit.
Yes.
What you're doing is building your spiritual strength during this time.
Excellent. I'm so fascinated by this whole teaching, how our souls are so intricately connected to our bodies, and what we experience in our souls affects our natural body. And so this is the reason why, in the first place, we really felt that we need to bring a complete wholeness teaching in regards to your spiritual body. It's not just, as Doctor was saying, there comes a certain point where exercise and doing what you're supposed to do is good up to a certain point. But there comes a time now you're going to really have to, if you're going to deal with some serious issues of life and get to a complete state of health, you have to target things that are taking place in your mind, things that you're harboring in your heart. And so this is extremely important, that we understand this principle, that whenever we say the word health, we ain't just talking about just body. This is our complete, this is a wholeness, this is spirit, soul, and body. So, Doctor, I want to thank you so much just for this segment. I know we have more discussions coming up, and I just want to challenge you. I want you to go visit his site. You'll see it right there on the screen. Take a moment, check out his website. There's some fabulous stuff. I was there at the center not too long ago, just taking a tour, and trust me, after this 30 days, I'm going to be utilizing some of the tools and the things that they have in store there, and I'm really excited about that. So I want you to get on the site, check out what they have, and thank you, Doctor, for this segment, and we're looking forward to some more things coming up here.
My pleasure. Thank you.